Good evening, everybody. Let's get into this one. Welcome to Visual Disturbance.
Got one that can see.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here once again for a Visual Disturbance broadcast on this beautiful day in the Kentucky state of the bluegrass. A little chilly, but it's getting that time of year where the leaves are changing and it's getting those cold temperatures. And I just got back not too long ago from the south side of Alabama, and I'm not looking forward to this cold systems coming through. But yeah, we got a little frost on the trees, probably cutting and tearing down some weeds. But everybody, welcome to the Visual Disturbance channel. Fresh off the last, it's been about 8 or 9 days since I've loaded here on the channel. I'm live on Facebook too, so welcome everybody on the Facebook community out there in the Internet of Things. So welcome everybody to the Facebook side of things and YouTube side of things. Hit that like button, share this thing out. And there's a lot here to talk about. So we're going to have a really good broadcast today. Today, the alternate world that is coming. Well, let's just say it's here, folks. Okay, where are we living at? What kind of crazy realm are we living in? It's off the rails. So, new thing we're going to be doing here at Visual Disturbance community, Visual Disturbance channel. We are going to be doing something so new. I'm going to do this in every live stream I do on this channel. So we're going to ask 3 questions to myself and the audience, and we're going to have fun doing it. Interactive time with everybody. So, and I'm going to ask myself the questions and even answer myself. So it's going to be interesting. So the first one out of the gate, how is your day going? Everybody out there in the YouTube world and Facebook side of things, how is your day going? Okay. 2025 is getting more bizarre by the millisecond. Okay? It's getting crazy out there. Getting cray-cray. A little spray, make you go cray-cray. But yeah, just to answer the question, I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit in the Appalachian side of things in the good old state of Kentucky. Hair in a biscuit. Yeah, I said it here. I've said it before here many times on the channel. Sometimes I get a little cray-cray with it, a little crazy, but I enjoy having fun and being informative at the same time. So, how's everybody's day going? What temperature is it out there in your realm of existence? Because it's crazy out here. It's pretty interesting. But speaking of day, it has been an interesting day. Indeed, it has been an interesting day. And I'll just start off with this real quick. What is going on in our world? And that's the second question. What is the world like today as of today, October the 24th, 2025? How is the world? Well, I'll tell you how the world is. Crazy. Okay, so I'll tell you a story real quick. Everybody out there for story time before we get into the meat and bones of the broadcast this evening. So, a lot of people don't know this about me. I got visual issues, so be it. I walk on a cane. For balance issues, so be it. It's a walk of life now. Welcome to the channel if you're just now tuning in. But today, my wife takes me somewhere where I had to get some business done because my daddy, my father, is still kicking but a lot of people don't know this. He's in bad shape. Got bone cancer, not in the best of shape, okay, folks? Not doing too good. But to answer this question, what is the world like today in October the 24th, 2025 in my neck of the woods? I'll tell you a little humorous story today, but it involves my dad. So we go to this facility today, and we proceed with our business. We get our business done, conclusion, all that. We're walking out. My dad is on a walker too. So here I am. I've got a cane, and my wife's with me, and my mother's with my father, and all this going on. Well, my dad's trying to walk back, and he can barely stand up. He's falling over and everything, folks, okay? Well, he proceeds to go to his car, and this guy rolls up. This guy rolls up in a van. There's all these parking spaces, okay? Here my dad is in a handicapped spot. And this guy rolls up. Every day I'm hustling. You know, it's like the old, kind of theme. It's like redneck, kind of hip hop mix here. You know, Eminem gone bad, rolling up in a white minivan. And my dad's like trying to divert him to get over. Well, this guy's like, hey man, you got enough room there? And I'm thinking to myself, oh boy. So humanity's lost their way. And I'm asking I've stayed real calm, real collected, because my dad is having to have help getting in the vehicle. And this guy pulls up all like, you got enough room, bro? Let's just say, folks, my dad was not too happy. I stayed the course. I stayed real calm and collective. And here I am, got my cane in one hand. I'm trying to assist my dad into getting into the passenger seat. Well, Eminem rolls up. Every day I'm hustling, So there's my day. So not really eventful, but be respectful to the elders. Be respectful to the sick, the people that need assistance. Give them some spacing. Okay, folks? There's a life lesson in this. If there's 25 spaces that way in the parking lot, let the man or the woman have accessibility to their vehicle. So there you go. There's some enlightening words if you get into that scenario and you have somebody that needs assistance and somebody rolls up. Don't get into a controversy. My dad was like, I think, what's wrong with him? Is people ignorant? Because this is the lifestyle of Kentucky, right? But big shout out to the guy out there if he watches this. I stayed the course, didn't get righteously angered or anything like that, but it kind of goes to show you where the world is. You got 25 spaces this way. You roll up on the guy that's handicapped and trying to get in the vehicle, and then you roll up on him and ask him if he's got enough room. How much sense does that make? It's not logical. So the world is today, in October 24th, 2025. We're going to ask these questions every time we go live. I would say is bizarre. So when I get out in the wild, I'll say that all the time when I get out, and I don't get out much, but when I do, I take full advantage of it. Because when somebody drops me off somewhere, I either try not to get into trouble, but sometimes it just automatically latches onto me like a magnet. So there's some fun, well, not really fun, but kind of humorous, but serious at the same point, to come down to it. My father needs prayers. So appreciate the prayers. Appreciate the prayers out there, folks. And welcome to the channel. Hope you can hear me good here. It's been a little bit. We're dusting off the rust. But the next question I have, I'm going to ask these every time we do a live feed. Could the news get any crazier? Could the news get any more bizarre? We've done many times on this program. A news is not for everybody. We do a what if program here on the Visual Disturbance. How much more crazier could the insanity of our reality? How much more, folks? Well, let's just get into it. Is everybody ready? Let's just get into it. So check this out. Speaking of an alternate world is coming, we are deep down in the rabbit hole. So, folks, according to the account, 2 moons, NASA confirms Earth has 2 moons until 2083. And I laughed a little bit. I kind of chuckled when I heard this. I kind of chuckled. And here I'm going to pause here. 2 moons, and NASA confirms it has 2 moons until 2083. So the odds of us all being here together in 2083, welcome to Visual Disturbance. I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I'm 100 years old. I get to see the third moon in 2084. Think about this, folks. Okay. And then 10 years ago, I remember that there's certain countries out there that can make sun simulators, moon simulators, things that can nuclear fusion and shoot up in the air and levitate and hover into the atmosphere. So, riddle that one, folks. Maybe, just maybe, there's technological advancements out there. And the Atlanteans, you know, if you're just now tuning into the channel, sometimes I rant and sometimes I have fun, because if I didn't have fun and try to bring light into this world and just goof off and joke around about these things, it would make a man go crazy. If I get on here and say, the 2 moons of NASA confirms Earth has 2 moons until 2083. Get your binoculars out, everybody. It is such a treat to watch the second moon come into our peripheral. And if I was real serious about it, I don't think anybody, as long as y'all been following me on here, would be like, what's wrong with Brian? He's just too serious. But seriously, folks, sun simulator, moon simulator, why not throw 3 or 4 or 5 into the mix? Why not? Why not? But there's my 2 cents on the 2 moons. So according to the account, we're going to start after, you know, we got all these everything shutting down, and we got things coming upon the earth, but now we get another lit up, let's just say, light bulb in the sky, like the Truman Show. So there you go, folks. There you go. Insane in the membrane, right? Insane in the membrane. Well, speaking of how much more insane you could get, how much more could you get? Well, according to this account, a United Airlines pilot was injured the other day after a mysterious object smashed through the windshield of an aircraft at 36,000 feet. I'm surprised it wasn't 33,000, 3,000, you know, whatever. I'm surprised that we got the 36,000 feet on this one. But I seen some video of it, and I seen some actual photos of the gentleman with his hand, his arm had some lacerations from the glass, I think. But I'm not going to show this on the YouTube. Got to respect the YouTube side of things and welcome everybody to the Facebook side. But what happened here? Did we have us a Vimana? Did we have us a Buga spear? Did we have us a Orfana Nifa? What did we have here from the ancient so-called defense mechanisms from the Atlanteans? Sarcasm inserted, folks. Sarcasm inserted. So it must be the new drone system, and they're being used as projectiles. So I'm glad nobody got severely hurt, but this did happen. This did happen. Speaking of the thumbnail, y'all gotta like the Godzilla on the TV. Well, I seen this the other day. They're making holograms that have the ability to touch and feel sensory. Okay? That's where we're at, folks. Let me repeat that. They have technology, probably had it since the 60s or some other time frame. Holographic technology where you can walk up to it and say, Godzilla. Like the floating Godzilla back there that I'm trying to run from. And holographic technology where you can touch and all your senses enhance, so to speak, or engage into holographic technology. So is this Logan's Run 2.0? What is this? Is this the V show on steroids with the little, little lizard-like men, lizard people? What's going on here, folks? That's why I named it the alternate world that is coming. I think it's already here. So we have this ancient technology mingling with human technology, and we've got us, let's just say, a mod podge of AI mechanisms, but apparently we got a holographic technology. So I guess it's getting ready for the biggest deception upon mankind, or whatever it is. Welcome to the alternative world of insanity entertainment. So yeah, folks, you're walking around the new Blade Runner 2.0, 3.0, whatever you want to call it, and mixing with Tron, and be like, that hologram, instead of the mannequin, the mannequin in the old, traditional brick and mortar stores, that mannequin just talked to me. The mannequin just punched me in the face. Whatever the case is, right? The holographic technology, my lip's bleeding because I got punched in the mouth. I must go in there and buy something. Think about it, folks. How much more insanity can we get there? How much more? How much more? Seriously. We have come off the rails and the train has never been on the track. That's how I feel about all this. That's how I feel. Next one on the list. This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. So I'm going to show it. But yeah. Hopefully this is a rendering. Let me say this. I found this online. Okay. So hopefully this is a digitalized photo, and hopefully it's not somebody of some real person. Like I said, can't claim the photo, and hopefully it's a AI rendering. But check this out. A 45-year-old mother marries a AI-generated man while still being married to her actual husband in real life. So, So let me get this straight. So whatever you call the AI or whatever, are we going to get on there and say, AI, blah, 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 my name is Johnny, or whoever, you name it, and say, can you order some food for supper? I will Airbnb, like whatever, Uber Eats or whatever it is. And I guess the AI will come in like Jarvis off Iron Man. So, speaking of holographic technology and being able to feel the hologram, I guess that'll be coming down the road next. So, according to this account, this happened. So, this is being shown here. Disclaimer that I can't identify and verify that it's legitimate, but that is the claim. And I thought that was bizarro world, in my opinion. So could you imagine having to explain that you got married and you got to sign the divorce papers? I don't understand how that can even go on. I don't even know. Where we at? Like, folks, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Like, for real. Where we at? It's, we talked about this many times. We talk about a lot of biblical things on here. And I gotta watch what I say here. Respect the channel, respect the YouTube and the Facebook side of things. But I don't see any good coming from this, what we just discussed. And I'm trying to be lighthearted. I don't see any good coming from that whatsoever. I seen something the other day. A very he's an influencer, and he's been in and out of. He's got all kinds of. Let's just say I don't follow him, okay? But I came across some of his material. I'm not going to say the name because it's a very controversial individual, but making claims about AI mechanisms and everything like that. And he was like saying that we need to get them together as humanity. Community needs to come together and bond once again for humanity. If you want to find a community, grow together, stay old together, all that good stuff, and we need to, come together as a community, as humanity, because AI is off the rails. It's already too far gone. Well, let's just newsflash. Nothing new under the sun. This stuff has already been pre-existing. We're just waking up to the realization that it's in our airwaves or whatever. It's not. It can't be. It just can't be all of a sudden this stuff started advancing after the industrial age. This stuff has been around since the Mayans. God only knows. Probably all the way back to antiquity. Back to the garden, back to before the garden, back to pre-antediluvian, the pre-Adamic realm. We are living in something else that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'll just say this for respect, not to bash and be, like I said, I gotta be soft-hearted and not be disrespectful. But the 45-year-old mother, I pray for you, and I pray all will be well. Very strange. Very strange. That's all I'm going to say. Very strange. I just don't see how that's going to work out. But call it Jarvis at least. Do that if you're a Marvel fan with Iron Man. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll let y'all decide. Let you all decide how bad. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What do you guys think? Could the news get any crazier? That's the question. Could the news get any crazier? Yeah, I don't know. This reminds me of The Running Man with Arnold when he has the holographic technology back in the 80s and all that. It's like pull your hair out. We've been inundated with predictive programming since the days of old, since the TV was on. Okay? Crazy stuff indeed. Crazy stuff. Well, speaking of crazy and insanity, Have y'all been feeling good? Has anybody out there, comment below if you're just now tuning into the Visual Disturbance channel. Do y'all feel an urgency that you never felt? Some uneasy feeling that's just not definable. You can't define it. You can't even put your finger on it. Like you can't even like perceive it, how crazy everything's getting. Do you feel a shaking in your spirit? Does anybody feel shaking at all, or do you just feel like it's like, cool runnings, dude? Like, we're just great. Everything's good, you know? Comment below or comment in the chat. Because it's a feeling that I cannot get out of I just can't shake it. And this October has been very strange. Very strange. It seems like either magnetic fields, we can talk about that. I seen something very interesting the other day about magnetic fields disrupting the magnetic sphere, and the dogs was feeling it, the cats was feeling it, and humans was, let's just say, not making it in certain locations of this earth. I've seen a lot of people, let's just say, obituaries are getting a little enhanced. They're heightened, okay? A lot of people's passing away. And we know certain things has happened. I'm not going to even comment on that. But there's things that just don't feel right. They really don't. And you hear the excuses of all these different magnetic fields and disruptions of the coronal mass ejection. You hear all these different things and theories and what have you. And we just can't get down to the nuts and bolts of it. Can we? Can we? Is anybody out there? Leonard, shout out to Leonard. Solar flares from the sun or strange weather. It's a little bit of a mixed bag of everything. I think we just need to put a big blue tarp on, put a tinfoil hat on, and roll out, just like old Eminem this morning. You know what I'm saying? You got enough room, bro? Is that your daddy trying to get in that vehicle crawling? I can't hardly even tell what's going on, right? So, yeah, sarcasm inserted, folks. But yeah, speaking of things that are going bump in the night and insanity, check this out. Well, you guys all know this. 3-Eye Atlas. 3-Eye Atlas. We've talked about this many times here on the channel. And Harvard scientist Avi Loeb warns that the Manhattan-sized interstellar object zipping through our solar system could be an extraterrestrial Trojan horse. Trojan horse. Trojan horse, whose presence has major implications for humanity. It's coming by, dusting us off with a little silica dust, a little iron, a little nickel. I've heard all kinds of different speculations about this. And in all seriousness and taking it seriously here, something's coming, but I just can't put my 2 cents into figuring out how I can increase it to 10. Because this one does not, it's so bizarre and insane. Thinking about Mars, thinking about the different planetary bodies, thinking about the constellation systems, thinking about the peer-reviewed paper with Beatrice Valorori, the astronomer. It's getting insane. So according to Avi Loeb, though, Trojan horse is upon us and the implications for humanity. And we are going to be updated to the 7.83 hertz that the Earth has, and we're all going to have to be synced up. I'm just telling you guys what I've been hearing. And it's going to be 10 times the effect, and we're all going to 2 billion people are going to be uploaded and have this supernatural capability, telekinesis, and be like Magneto off the X-Men. I don't know. That's how crazy this 3-Eye Atlas has been. Okay? Not saying I believe any of it. Okay? But I do know that there's something going on. We have Oumuamua 2017. We have this 3-Eye Atlas. I'm not going to desecrate or tear anybody's down with their opinion, their occupation, or whatever they have, their expertise, because I'm soaking it all up. I'm not even really going and pulling into any direction, because there's a certain thing that I follow that you guys all know, but it just doesn't, there's certain things that don't fit the paradigm. But when it comes to entities or AI mechanisms or technological advancements, Iron Dome that's supposedly in the sky with the Beatrice Valorori astronomer, there's so many different things that are correlating together to this ufology and the ufologist out there. in this UFO community, there's something so interesting to me. And way this Three-Eye Atlas is coordinating with humans is one for the books. So it's one day they got it in one gear, and the next day it got in sixth gear, hitting the nitrous oxide, and then it's turning blue, green, twisting, turning, flipping through the sun, going back through the toilet bowl, and shooting back around. And they're going to say hi at Hallows Eve. Okay, that's the account. Okay, and it's supposed to be in December. You name it, you got it. Give me some of that. Kit Kat bar, whatever, all these different. That was for fun. So, yeah. So, is the trajectory of the spacecraft, is they using gravity or the sun to change the speed of its trajectory? I don't know. But according to Avi Loeb, extraterrestrial Trojan horse is upon us and major implications for humanity. So, I guess we get outside that day and do a little chant or whatever, 7.83 hertz, and maybe it'll magnify tenfold, and you'll see me with a visual disturbance levitating through the sky with superpowers. Insert sarcasm. I'm not taking that serious in myself, even though I'm just joking. It's Bizarro World, okay? It's Bizarro World. I don't even know what we have. The powers that be, whatever this is that's running this ship, it's going down. It's going down into the slump. I don't know. It's like it's left, right, up, and down. Turn yourself around. Do a 720 and pray that you can get through the insanity. It's insane. So, a big shout out to this one individual that I'm getting ready to show here, and I think he does a really good job. He does a lot. Mr. MMBB33, I think that's what his name. Mr. MBB333, Michael Bradbury. Yeah, forgive me, I butchered your name. He has done a lot of research and different things that he's done on his channel for a long time on YouTube. And I seen him on X talking about the Schumann Resonance. Okay. If anybody doesn't know what that is, they're talking about the Earth energy. And basically all the time people are complaining and saying that they have ringing in their ears nonstop. And it's an ongoing disturbance with this continuous rare energy surge. And supposedly it's been very high. Okay, many people are reporting restless sleep, pressure, and even a tilted feeling. So I guess it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. But believe me, folks, since 2019, I've been over here like this. I'm over here. Time keeps on slipping, but no joke. Literally dizzy all the time, peripheral, visual anomalies, you name it. My goodness, I'm trying to endure in this life that I've got now. But this visual issue, I've been everything that he's referring to, the Schumann Resonance. I've been all over the place with balance and visual input, all that. You name it. 2019 has been. Well, here it is coming up, almost 7 years, and it's been a treat. I'm joking, sarcastic inserted. It's been a trial, a thorn in my side, and I'm trying to endure to the end, folks, and go through this madness with the Schumann Resonance. So we'll have a Schumann Resonance party, and we'll go up here to Hallows Eve and take some pictures and summoning them down with psionics and say, "Kumbaya, give me some knowledge." I'm joking. Three-Eye Atlas sarcasm. So Dutch Sense. I don't know if y'all follow Dutch Sense on YouTube. He does a really good job with earthquake activity. He even made a comment today talking about. He said, "Alert coming." Well, the comet Atlas. He calls it the comet. A lot of people speculated. Says a comet. Says a spacecraft. Said it's whatever. He's even said, is it going to cause an earthquake? Is it causing earthquakes? That's a really good question. A lot of people out there on the TikTok world and different platforms are saying, have you been feeling any shape or form different? My cat's been hanging from the windowsill or whatever and doing something like Tarzan. And no joke, when I make these commentaries, it does sound kind of sarcastic and humorous and like a joking matter. Sometimes I just come off like that. It comes natural. But I'm not kidding you. Some people are claiming this and making these claims online. So you have to really, really focus because things are not what they seem. Not what they seem at all. So, I wanted to bring this up. I almost did a special program just on this specific topic right here. But speaking of, since we're on 3i Atlas, let's just get into it. Did you guys know that I did not know that we had a defense mechanism? A defense mechanism, like a defense probe to protect the Earth. Did you guys know that? Anybody in the visual disturbance community know that? Did anybody? Apparently it was made in 2016 or launched or something to that level of effect. So 3i Atlas is being, we have all these mysterious shutdowns. And we have things that are just anomalous, right? No spray in the sky. All these different things, right? And people are like having a lot of problems. There's discord, pandemonium, there's panic. The world is a ticking time bomb, okay? It's a little getting intense. The intensity is intensifying tenfold. Well, have you guys seen this? Interstellar Visitor 3i Atlas is releasing a metallic alloy unknown to science and displaying movements no natural object has ever shown. Scientists are baffled. And according to the New York Post, NASA group launches defense probe to protect the Earth from the Manhattan-sized comet. It's ET phone home on steroids. It's the Anunnaki coming back from the last incursion of the Great Flood. It's the 10 million folks that's on top of it, that's inside of it, whatever, that's in stasis pods. And then also, don't go on vacation, according to Avi Loeb. He said, and I'm just quoting for what he said, don't go on vacation. Make sure you go on vacation before October the 29th. I don't know what he meant by that, but that was documented. So according to Avi Loeb, he's getting her done. So, I mean, apparently he's got a lot to say about this particular topic. But I did not have any idea that we had defense probe. That is the planetary defense mechanism. I guess I've been hiding under a rock and looking at the bluegrass too much down here in the good old state of Kentucky. Like I said, insert sarcasm, laugh a little bit, folks. We're supposed to laugh a little bit, okay? That was supposed to be for fun, okay? We're not going to be too serious on this program today, okay? So apparently they're launching this probe for 3i Atlas, you know, from, they call it 3i Atlas, sometimes spaceship or comet, and which could be alien tech, and the spooky comet, that's what they call it, the spooky comet, was observed emitting this alloy, which I referred to earlier, and I think it's something that there's some group of people out there said it's the star seeds, and it's seeding and giving everybody special capabilities upon the Earth. And then some people say it's an alien invasion, and we're all going to go into DEF CON, the final card, the fake alien invasion. That's the claim. That is the claim, folks. That is the claim. So, what do you guys think? I think it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy out there. And speaking of even more crazy, speaking of Mr. Elon Musk out there, Tesla will be building 1 million unit Optimus production line with production hopefully starting end of 2026. And we're going to have a bunch of robots walking around assisting us. And hopefully they'll help out with the parking space arrangement when somebody's trying to get in their vehicle. Maybe they can be like, halt, go over there. You know, I want to be able to program my Optimus program. Have y'all heard that? I kept hearing speculation online that in 2030 that everybody will be issued or have the opportunity of getting a Optimus or some type of Android-like being or whatever. And I'm gonna like program Alta La Vista. I'm gonna have to do something fun with it. Okay. Hopefully they'll have some programmable features, or we can call it Optimus Prime. Whatever the deal is. So according to the account, there's going to be a bunch of them in production. You'll be going to wherever your fast food restaurant or whatever, and welcome into the new world of understanding with sarcasm inserted. It blows my mind. Okay, folks, it blows my mind. It's almost like extraterrestrial. The whole extraterrestrial could be AI, could be ancient ancient antediluvian technology, nothing in the sun. It could be. It all could reside, well, on the fallen angel narrative, extraterrestrial, celestial, whatever you want to call them, the phenomenon, the UFO, whatever. There has to be something ancient about it where mankind has been interacting with it for generations and centuries. Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. It's pretty bizarre. So, speaking of, I have a document here. I referred to it earlier with the Beatrice Valorori. I'll show you a picture on screen of the young lady. So, the research from Beatrice here has been put together, and this is a person commentating on it, with significant scientific literature pertaining to the UFO UAP phenomenon. So as you can see here on the screen, it's a little bit small, but I know you can see it there, and a little smoke in the background. That's another slide there. It's the hot ball versus popcorn, so that's for a whole nother. But if you look at this and you look at what she's found with her team, I think it was 1949, I think, if my memory serves me correct, 1948 to 1959. They studied these light reflecting objects coming out of the geostationary orbit, okay? And so her claim is for before Sputnik, before anything with humanity capability, some type of launch satellites, mechanisms, you name it, crazy mess. But according to this account, it's saying it's a very big deal, and I say it is too. So what is really going on in our atmosphere, and literally what's really going on, like with what's happened throughout time? And we got to be, something is on the horizon, okay? So whatever it is, who knows? Who knows? Speaking of, has anybody felt not only the uneasy feeling of your spiritual shaking, and a lot of people out there, spiritual awakening, and little spray make you go cray cray, whatever the phenomenon is. This is more inserting sarcasm. But according to the huge news, there was huge news on this particular topic that got me, and I had to incorporate it here. Quantum computing. Google just announced a research that shows in the first time in history that a quantum computer can successfully run a variable algorithm on hardware surpassing even the fastest classical supercomputers, 13,000 times faster. It can communicate the structure of a molecule. So just listen to that. It can communicate or compute the structure of a molecule and paves a path toward real-world applications. Real-world applications. If you've been following me for a long period of time, there's supposedly technology all over the face of the earth, and small fragments to a small eggshell to, it can be as big as a mountain, according to Banduric. And they said the account was, if you interact with it, if you're an observer, you can see if light hits these objects, it either cloaks, and it can change, and it can alter, it can turn into a turtle, whatever it is, to fit for like basically cloaking mechanisms. I mean, crazy stuff, folks. I can't even believe I'm having this conversation here. But like I said, the question was, remember when we was talking about the world and how crazy it was? What is the world like today in October 24, 2025? That's it. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. We have literally went where no man has gone before. We are. We doing way beyond the 60s, okay? Way beyond the 60s. I'm going to show you something else. Pretty phenomenal. That scared me. The volume. Did y'all see me jump? Man. Okay, so I'm going to mute this because of copyright. But I just about jumped out of my seat. No joke, because I got these headset on, and it was 10,000 amps up. Sorry about that, folks. But check this out. This is a giant piece of space junk, supposedly. And we're just going to play. I'm going to mute the audio here. As you can see, the video shows a suspected space junk found on a remote road in Western Australia. So apparently there's space junk floating around, falling down from the sky that looks like that. I keep seeing a lot of things online where there's satellite dishes. There's I've heard anything from parachutes to all kinds of stuff coming out of the sky, septic tanks from airplanes. It's crazy. And man, I mean, what's really going on? Microfibers, whatever you want to call it, crazy times indeed. So shout out to everybody in the Western Australia. But yeah, some people are laughing here. I about jumped out of my seat, folks. I about visually disappeared. Could y'all imagine? Where did Brian go? He went to the ultimate dimension. I did, folks. I'm so glad y'all didn't hear that because that blow. I'm going to have hearing aids now. On top of everything else I'm dealing with. My hearing just exploded on the live stream here. Fun times. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Speaking of Elon Musk and all this, if you guys have ever seen this, I'm going to be presenting this here later on down the road in the FOJC side of things here soon before the year is over. A little hint, that we're going to have a really cool special program with that. But yeah, check this out. I'm not going to give it away what it's going to be called, but check this insanity. Now tell me what you got here. So this is a chip, okay? This is the chip. When I first see this, I'm thinking to myself, Mayan? I'm thinking Egyptian? I'm thinking all kinds of different things that go back to Tenochtitlan or Chichen Itza that we've talked about in Cities Lost in Time series. And this right here is a chip, an advanced piece of equipment. And in my opinion, folks, this looks exactly like what they was trying to articulate on petroglyphs or hieroglyphics back in the day. So tell me if I'm wrong, folks. This is insane, and the Mayans and those folks back in the day knew what was going on and playing around with dimensional gateways or something and getting knowledge from the ether, aether, whatever you want to call it, fallen angel, 10-footer, 20-footer, I don't know, Nephilim, Raphaim, whatever the powers that be, the space, star people, whatever. But this right here cannot be man-made. There's no way man done this. We can barely build a house and it starts to fall and desecrate from the storm system that came by. We have to constantly repair things, okay? It's constantly falling over. Let's wake up, folks, okay? Let's wake up. So this blows my mind right here, and we're going to incorporate this in the Cities Lost in Time new program coming up very, very soon. We're going to be talking about other worlds and cities that are truly lost in time. So comment below, comment in the chat, and let me know what you guys think. This is some Elon Musk, Samson type of technology. They're all going to this, and I just think it's so insane to me. So insane. So Elon Musk has got it going on. So there you go. So riddle that one, folks. Riddle that. So, like I said, you just can't make this stuff up. I haven't said that today, have I? I used to say it all the time on the channel. People got upset with me. People got upset with me all the time for being real. Wow. But anyways, yeah. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel here. We're 45, maybe 44 minutes into the tank here. And I'm so glad that y'all have been here this afternoon. It's been a long time since I've been part of the Visual Disturbance channel going live like this because of traveling and all that. So I'm glad to see everybody. Hit the like button, share this thing out. Hit all the links up in the description. We've got quite a few things going on. Welcome to the Facebook side of things, folks, because I know we're going live on that side of things. So thank y'all for being here. Thank you so very much. So check this out. I'm going to show you something else. Talking about 3i Atlas. I don't want to be a broken record, but I've got to show it. I've got to show it. So check this out. This is supposedly photos of 3i Atlas, okay? And there's this big, talking about this trajectory and all that, whatever. And maneuvering capabilities, all that. Propulsion systems, whatever. So, but here's the thing, before we stop talking about 3i Atlas, I remember the Hopi prophecy talking about that the folks of the Western world would have lines in the sky looking like spider webs, a man in a red hat leading them, if I'm not mistaken, and also talking about the blue star Kachina. Well, there's been a lot of comparisons with this 3i Atlas / comet / spacecraft or whatever you want to call it. that reminds me of Star Kachina of the Hopi prophecy. So, are we getting ready to go through the interstellar dimensional gateway of mankind? Or could it just be a bunch of swamp gas and gaslighting us to the highest order? Like I said, let me do another disclaimer. Take it with a grain of salt, what is being presented here tonight. Study thyself to be approved. Study yourself out. Show that, check it out. Fact check. Do some studying, This stuff is for entertainment purposes only, with a little bit of informative, because people are actually saying this that are of the higher status. And I think it's interesting. So these people that have these careers in studying astronomy and what have you, they have to have some type of understanding. So you have to listen to them. But some of the stuff I put on the shelf for a rainy day. So the ancients knew more than we do today. Okay, with the Blue Star Kachina people, they was more in tune with the Hopi prophecy than we are today. We marvel after things. We stare off into la la land. We don't even know where we're at. We have to have a cellular device to get us to the bathroom. Okay, it's sarcasm inserted again. It's getting old. And forgive me for if that upsets you. I just think it's sometimes we are being so persuaded and so twisted in our mind, and our cognitive dissonance level is getting so high, and the dependency on these things are becoming very scary, and it's daunting to me that people are like walking into fence posts or walking into telephone poles, or or somebody gets, like for example today, somebody's hurting or somebody's suffering and they get your phone out, like, oh dude, it's gonna be a TikTok, right? And like I said many times on this channel, I'm a very big advocate for people. I cannot stand when somebody gets hurt. I can't stand when somebody is being made fun of. It don't go well with me, okay? I can turn on hillbilly mode pretty quick with a little milkman-itis on the side, okay? So you don't want none of that. You don't want none of that craziness, because it can make me very upset when I see people being done this bad in this world. We got to be better humans. We got to be better. What's wrong with us, folks? We got to be better. We got to do better. So according to the account, one more time before we conclude today's broadcast, NASA is heading to an asteroid worth well over 100,000 quadrillion. And supposedly, not only do we have all this other nonsense going on, so supposedly we have a very expensive alloy or something to that level up in the sky that looks like the Death Star. It's floating around and making its waves. And hope and pray some of that quadrillion or quadrillion particulates come down and rain in my backyard, so I'm going to collect a little panhandling, you know what I'm saying? Instead of gold, this 100,000 quadrillion whatever asteroid particulates, maybe we can invest it in something good. And be the change you want to see. Like I said before, Rex Fleek Project, I was on a show with him not too long ago, and it was an honor to be on there. It was kind of funny and sarcastic. We kicked it off, and it was a lot of sarcasm, a lot of fun, and informative. So check that out on Leak Project, and he's cool dude. And we was talking about all kinds of different things. At 3 Atlas especially, though. So get your panhandle out, get your little, go up and try to find the asteroid near you. Sarcasm. But yeah, this stuff's happening. Suppose this all is happening, and we're living in the matrix of understanding where people are being spoon-fed the wrong thing and being manipulated into, like I said, the title of the program, the alternate world that is coming. We are deep down in it, and we are in the sludge of it, okay? We are in the sludge. Deep in the trenches, and four-wheel drive is not capable of going there no more. That's how crazy everything's gotten. So, if you've enjoyed this program today, Facebook side of things, folks, I don't know how many we got in the chat, but I haven't even checked that. But I want to tell everybody on the YouTube side of things, thank y'all so very much for being with me this afternoon on a Friday evening. And what a blessing it is, because this channel right here, we talk about controversial things. We even talk about biblical side of things. We talk about everything that walks on the face of the earth, plus little fringe topics. And I say today we talked about some fringe topics. But get you a telescope, show me some footage, send it to me at the Visual Disturbance email at the very bottom of this description. Send me some 3-eye atlas footage. Send me the asteroid that's going to pass by, and heck, send me some, just anything that goes bump in the night, and I would display it here on the channel. And that'd be fun. That'd be fun if you guys would do that. That'd be great if you participate in that and show me something that is breathtaking, because I know a lot of you guys out there with telescopes, y'all can take some really good imagery that I can't. So that would be great if y'all send that to me. We can display it on here first name basis and stuff like that. We'd have a little good time here interactive with the program. I would be blessed to present that for everybody if you can show me some cool stuff. Yeah. So with that being said, the time is up against me. So tonight, check out FOJC tonight with David. He'll be back here very soon. I got to get the program fired up. So thank y'all so much for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit all the links in the description. I want to thank y'all so very much for always being here with me. Like, for real. This path that I'm on, I'm just blessed to be here, and I'm super honored that you guys will jump on here with me, and your time is very valuable to me. I've always put so much emphasis on that. Your time is valuable. So you could have been doing anything else this Friday evening, but you stood up and checked your phone notification. Hopefully you got it out there, and you was like, hey, let's check it out with Brian on Visual Disturbance. So thank y'all so very much for being here. Be blessed, be of good cheer, be a better human. Keep your head on a swivel. Remember, King of Kings. Hello out there, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give it up. King of Kings. Come on now. But everybody be blessed. Share this thing out, subscribe. And thank y'all so very much for everything. Share this thing out. That would help the channel out very much with the algorithm. So until next time, Visual Disturbance. Keep it fresh, keep it real. Stay away from the spray mill. I will see you on the next one. I am out of here. Take care. Be blessed. Remember, I got 3 questions again. Maybe add 5. But see you on the next one. Folks, be blessed.
I've got one that can see.